Let's take a look at our meme of the day, which is a photo then and now at a G7 meeting. The famous photo of Merkel with her arms crossed looking at Trump, and the now picture. All the globalists very happy. Together again, one big happy family of globalist elitists from the G7. All right, guys, let's talk about Bitcoin, El Salvador, and what's going on there. So I did a video a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago actually, where I talked about El Salvador's plan to make Bitcoin legal tender. And the parliament passed that bill, and it looked like El Salvador was going to be the first country to actually use Bitcoin alongside the USD, because they do use the USD, that's their main currency. Now I said in my video that El Salvador, it's a great thing that they're doing, but man, oh man, are they going to catch hell for making this move, for even daring to consider to have an alternate to the US dollar. They're going to catch all kinds of hell. I said bad things are going to come their way. They're going to need to stay strong. Other countries are going to need to support them. And I said, you know, things are going to be rough going forward trying to make Bitcoin legal tender alongside the US dollar. Now I focused on the IMF and how the IMF was already starting to put pressure on El Salvador. Well, we got an update. We got some news. And that is that the finance minister for El Salvador, Alejandro Zelaya, is actually speaking with the World Bank, or he approached the World Bank to get technical assistance to help use Bitcoin as legal tender. So he went to the World Bank seeking professional technical assistance as to how to implement Bitcoin alongside the USD as legal tender. And the World Bank told him to pound sand. To be specific, the World Bank said they don't want to deal with Bitcoin because of its environmental and transparency issues. So once again, they brought up the BS environment card. A BS narrative that Elon Musk helped spread, by the way, which is that Bitcoin ruins the environment. If that's the case, well then, maybe the globalists should stop flying on private jets, and we should all ditch our iPhones and all our phones, actually, Android phones, everything, because, well, the environment, of course. But so they brought up the environment, and then they brought up transparency, which is also a joke, because if you really wanted to get to where all the hidden money is at, well, you know, all you have to do is look at the transactions of the globalists and the elites. How about the Lagarde list? Lagarde used to head up the IMF, now she heads up the ECB. She had the Lagarde list, which was basically a list of people, government officials, oligarchs, high-profile individuals from all over the world. And it was a list of where all their money is hidden. It was their laundering money list, the Lagarde list. And you know, if you really wanted to be transparent, then you know you could start investigating all these guys as well. But Bitcoin, there's nothing more transparent than Bitcoin. Anyway, guys, there's a lot of videos on the fact that Bitcoin is transparent. The environment thing is complete BS. But the World Bank is using that excuse. And the finance minister, Zelaya, is on a campaign now trying to convince the world that Bitcoin is not going to replace the USD. It's just going to sit alongside the dollar. And he's trying to convince the IMF as well, because El Salvador is trying to secure a $1 billion loan from the IMF. And that's not going to go over too well. The IMF is already saying, I don't think we'll give you that $1 billion in assistance because of your foray into Bitcoin. You see, El Salvador is got two big problems, guys, implementing Bitcoin. And God, I really hope they do it. But they have two big problems. Number one is that they're small. Maybe three. Number one is that they're small. They're a small country. So they're easy prey. Easy prey for the powers that be. And that makes me worried. Number two is that they're using the US dollar as legal tender. You know, you can't have anything replace the USD. You can't have anything sit alongside the US dollar. They're not going to allow that. So that's the second problem. The third problem, guys, is that El Salvador is too plugged into the damn system, man. You know, they're tied into the World Bank. They're going to the World Bank for assistance. They're trying to secure an IMF loan. Man, they're too tied into the institutions. They're not going to have any Bitcoin nonsense. These guys, they're not going to put up with it. So, in closing, I really hope El Salvador does it and becomes the world's first country to implement Bitcoin as a legal tender. But I think it's going to be hard. Looking at it from a political and geopolitical standpoint, it's going to be a rough ride. I hope they do it. I support El Salvador. I hope other countries, bigger countries, come forward and do the same thing that El Salvador is doing. And let's see how it goes. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for them to get everything up and running. They're going to face a lot of opposition. And if things get really bad, guys, you know, who knows how far they'll go to replace the Zelaya government, the Bukele government. Zelaya is the finance minister, the Bukele government, in order to prevent a Bitcoin legal tender. Anyway, guys, that is the video. Hopefully it wasn't noisy. I'm on a busy street here in Athens, Greece. Take care, everybody.